everyone! So I tried making a live on my Instagram, but of course that was not working. And I made a live before on my YouTube channel, but for some reason didn't post, so basically it's a disaster. But anyway, I wanted to just make a video about perm pieces because I haven't really spoken much about it. I've shown it here and there. People have always been asking me, can I see a picture of a perm piece? So sometimes I don't have them available to show, so I wanted to make a video, so now I can just say, go to my YouTube channel, I have a video on perm pieces. So, this is a perm piece. The perm pieces dry straight, like my regular toppers do. They dry pretty stick straight. But when you put a perm on it, it goes into this steam perm room for 2 weeks until it grabs this awesome curl, and it lasts for a long time. I have my guinea pig. She bought a topper. She was my first, her name is Danielle. She bought my first perm piece about 10 months ago, maybe 11 months ago now, and she's saying the curls have still held up. So when I first started making them, I didn't know how long it'll last for. Maybe it'll last for 2, 3 months, 4 months, but thank God it's been lasting pretty well, and so you don't have to worry about the curls falling out. So I wanted to just discuss in this video about the different colors of the perms and how to keep the perm in and stuff like that. So first I wanted to just talk about why I like the perms. So the perms are really awesome because I like that you could just wash and wear. All I did was literally place this on a mannequin's head. I obviously washed it, placed it on a mannequin's head, let it air dry, and then I just blow dry the top down, because sometimes when it dries, sometimes it kind of dries like that, or it just doesn't dry with a nice part. I know some people like making a zigzag messy part, which you could do if you want, but this is how I like to wear it, so this is how I styled it. So I like how you can just wash and wear it. You don't have to do much. You just throw it on your head and call it a day. You could also curl on top of this. Another thing I really like about the perm pieces is that, especially in humid climates or in really hot areas where usually if you curl your hair and after an hour it completely falls, which is it could happen with my regular straight toppers. You put an awesome curl on it and then it just falls straight. For example, I went to Mexico one year and I put an awesome curl into it, a nice beachy wave, whatever, and I went out and after 3 hours at night, it was a really humid night I guess, and it just completely felt straight, which is fine because I wear full wigs and my own hair is underneath it, so you can't really see my own frizzy hair underneath blending in with a topper, which could be a problem if you have a small base or a low density topper. If you style a topper and then your own hair from underneath kind of frizzes through on those humid days. In the winter, there's no problem usually because it just curls hold it. I curl my wig maybe once a week, once every week and a half, because the curl just holds. In the summertime, I need to do it every 2 days, every 3 days, because New York is super humid. So that's what I really like about the perm pieces, that it kind of if you curled over this, the perm won't drop straight because this is the natural texture of it. I'm not sure if you would iron it first and then curl it, how it would react, because I personally don't have a perm piece of my own, but now that I'm wearing this, I kind of really want one, so I may work on one for myself. So I thought I could have it for the summer, because obviously my custom orders, even for myself, are taking about 4 to 5 months right now. I'm extremely backed up. So, yeah. People ask me if it can do blonde perms. So, yes, I can do a blonde perm. Here's an example of a blonde perm piece. Truthfully, it won't grab as much curl as a darker piece, especially the natural colors. This one isn't natural because we lightened it brown and we put some highlights in, and so when it goes through kind of a bleaching process to lighten, it's harder to get the curls to hold better. So you can still get a decent wave in it. It's not super curly. It's kind of just a loose wave, which will still be good for those who have this kind of texture, who would appreciate this kind of curl. But being honest from the start, I cannot get a really big curl, a tight curl on a piece. I also can't get a tight curl on any piece, a really spiral curl. I can't do that. If you need that kind of look, then you can go for synthetics, because I've seen some really awesome synthetics. I don't know brands, because I don't know synthetics at all, but I've seen, I was while scrolling through Instagram, I saw, really cool perm, like not perm, like I mean they're probably perm too, but they're like synthetics that have curls starting from the top. So if you have that kind of hair texture, then I don't usually like suggesting those for synthetics because I work with human hair, obviously. But for some people, especially for those with really curly hair, synthetics could be the way to go because they'll just get you, really curly hair. People ask me if I can get the curls to start from the top. I cannot, for a few reasons. One being that the curling that we put it through can only kind of reach up to here. It doesn't really go much higher than that. And we tried doing it higher, but it doesn't work. Also, whenever we wash it, the weight of the water when it's drying kind of just like smooths the top down and brings the bottom curly. I mean, I did blow dry the top a little bit, but either way, it kind of dries like this anyway. But in all honesty, it's a great option if you want human hair and a curly, like a wavy option, which is very easy. Obviously, if you have like stick straight hair, then stick with my regular toppers. Not even stick straight. If you have like just like straight whatever hair, if you have like really fine hair, thin hair, you can't really see. Like people can just. I have like a client who has really thin hair. That like she can wear any color, she can wear any texture, long, short, she can do whatever she wants because her hair is like up to here, like literally very thin. So she literally goes from like brown to blonde to red to curly. She can do whatever she wants. So yeah, my hair right now. This topper is a 9x10. It's kind of reaching me over here. My bun is right here. I didn't put my hair down. I wasn't need to blend it, but even though it doesn't really need much blending because it's pretty big. So you just tie on me. Obviously, everyone has their toppers fitting different on them depending on your head size. I'm usually like a small, medium cap, and a 9 is right here for me. Right there. So it's a pretty comfy cap, especially if you want good coverage. It's about 135, 130% density. For those asking, and it's by Lexi with a 2 root. I obviously didn't like cut or do anything to it. It's pretty just like gloss, so it needs either some face framing angles or layers, and maybe a bang or something. I'm gonna post this on my site soon. But yeah, I just wanted to show how a perm piece looks. Here's another example of a perm piece. This one's like my Lexi color, my lighter Lexi color. So as you can see, they all dry a little bit differently. I cannot guarantee how yours will dry if you custom order. If you're watching this,